After a high-stakes weekend in the cryptoverse, the price of Bitcoin surpassed $46,000 on August 9 morning as the Senate resumed discussing the intricacies of its portion in the still-to-be-passed infrastructure package. Bitcoin reached a high of $46,465. Hey, welcome to Moneymaker. Moneymaker is a channel dedicated to helping others become financially independent through cryptocurrency trading and investing. Before we get into the video, don't forget to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure that the post notifications are turned on so that you never miss a video from us. The information provided in this video does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and you should not treat any of the content as such. The content in this video is for educational purposes only and hence should not be considered as financial advice. Do conduct your own due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions. According to Coinmetrics, this is the highest level since May 16, when it hit $49,770.33. At 4:05 p.m., it was trading at $46,239.88. Over the weekend, the price of Ether broke past $3,000 for the first time since May and has remained above it at $3,100 as of August 9. Infrastructure Bill. The Senate postponed the vote on the infrastructure bill until Tuesday night, i.e. on August 10, to give lawmakers more time to debate two competing amendments to a cryptocurrency tax provision that was originally included in the bill as a pay-for to assist the government raise $28 billion for infrastructure investment. According to DA, this is likely bolstering traders' belief that cooler heads will prevail. Chris Brendler of Davidson University, Senator Pat Toomey, Republican Pennsylvania, said in a press conference Monday that the senators behind the competing amendments provided a compromise proposal late August 9 morning, drafted with the Treasury Department. In the last week, the Bitcoin community made over 35,000 calls to lawmakers and increased its lobbying activities. Some lawmakers, including Senators Ron Wyden, Democrat Oregon, and Ted Cruz, Republican Texas, have emerged as defenders of the cryptocurrency industry, rallying their social media followers to call their senators and urge them to take a do-no-harm approach to the infrastructure bill's crypto tax provision, joining crypto advocate Senator Cynthia Lummis, Republican Wyoming, as well as Toomey. According to Sam Bankman-Fried, CEO of cryptocurrency exchange FTX, on CNBC's Squawk on the Street on August 9, the markets are definitely reacting, at least in part, to the fact that crypto is getting serious consideration and has a growing number of allies on Capitol Hill. Regardless of the conclusion of the crypto tax provision, Senator Lummis stated in a Monday press conference that the conversations over the past week were an education for many in Congress who were previously unfamiliar with crypto, calling it a win for the industry as a whole. We were able to demonstrate to members of the Senate that there are a lot of people interested in digital assets, working in some aspect of digital assets, Lummis said. We found people in Congress who either want to learn or because this digital asset industry mobilized on social media to lobby in a very positive, respectful way, Lummis said. The market appears to have shrugged off concerns about the infrastructure bill, according to Gabor Gurbax, Director of Digital Asset Strategy at Van Eck, but the gold sell-off and stock market bounce are the backbones of Bitcoin's price movement, he told CNBC on August 9. Supply squeeze underway. Despite growing institutional outflows for the fifth week in a row, BTC is rallying. Bitcoin's popularity grew as the price surpassed $47,000 for the first time since mid-May. According to sentiment data, the amount of Bitcoin on exchanges has been steadily decreasing as a fraction of the overall supply since July 2021. This ratio just fell to 13%, its lowest level since June of this year. When there is less supply available, a BTC sell-off on exchanges is less common, supply squeeze. As a result, traders and long-term investors are now positive about the BTC price. Bitcoins, BTC, purchased and stored in traders' accounts for more than a year have remained dormant, bolstering the bullish narrative. The Spend Output Age Bands, SOAB, show that old coins are dormant. This metric is a collection of all expended outputs produced during a given age range. The percentage of expended outputs made during the time period is represented by each line in the indicator. The use of spent output age bands can help assess whether a sell-off is likely to occur if a large number of traders quit their positions. Traders de-risking their bitcoins by selling them have held the coins for fewer than 6 months in the current Bitcoin market. Overall, this reinforces the supply squeeze story by implying that old hands are not selling BTC on exchanges. The network is currently dominated by BTC transactions worth more than $1 million. Because these investors are inert and delay a sell-off, the spike in the dominance of large-scale transactions is most likely due to accumulation by old hands. The increase in large-scale transactions is bolstering Bitcoin's price gain and is expected to kick off the second leg of the bull run. The narrative presented by on-chain metrics and indicators is contradicted by institutional activity. Institutions accounted for almost $26 million in Bitcoin outflow this week, according to the Digital Asset Fund Flow's weekly report from CoinShares, Institutional Asset Management. This is the fifth outflow in a row, but it hasn't slowed the top crypto's ascent. Institutions withdrew a record $141 million worth of BTC from funds every week in May and June 2021, more than 5 times the current outflow. Unless there is a big increase in outflow, economists expect that the price surge will continue unabated. Plan B, a Bitcoin analyst who works independently, has an optimistic outlook on the cryptocurrency and predicts that BTC will close above $47,000 in August. Price prediction. The second leg of Bitcoin's surge, which began on July 20, came to an end without a convincing close above a major support level. Furthermore, a technical indicator is flashing a sell signal, indicating that the market is on the decline. As a result, investors could expect a slight correction across the board. The price of Bitcoin increased from $29,994 on July 20 to $46,700 on August 10. The momentum reversal indicator, MRI, flashed a red 1 sell signal on the 12-hour chart, signaling the end of the 59% rally. A 1 to 4 candlestick correction is predicted by this setup. As a result, investors should keep an eye out for a slight correction to the immediate support level of $41,330 or $40,550. While a pullback is likely, the recently reversed demand zone, which spans $43,150 to $45,321, may stifle downside action and lead to stabilization in that area. In any case, BTC appears to be bullish and may continue to rise after a minor correction. If the price rises, the bulls will most likely go for the resistance levels of $49,024 and $50,958. Regardless of the optimistic outlook, a spike in selling pressure that drives BTC below $37,241 will have a negative impact on the uptrend and invalidate the bullish thesis because a lower low would be produced. Buy movie tickets with Bitcoin? AMC Entertainment is working on its infrastructure to take Bitcoin as a form of payment for movie tickets. During an earnings call on August 9, AMC Entertainment CEO Adam Aron stated that the firm was preparing its IT infrastructure to begin taking Bitcoin payments for online ticket purchases before the end of the year. In its earnings release, the corporation reported better than expected results. With 2,866 screens in 358 theaters in Europe and 7,967 screens in 620 theaters in the United States, AMC Entertainment is the world's largest movie theater network. However, until recently, the corporation was in grave financial circumstances. Due to weak financials and a bleak future outlook following the COVID-19 epidemic, the company's stock price had dropped to $2 per share at the start of the year. The AMC share price soared to a high of $72.62 on June 2nd, a gain of nearly 2,900%, thanks to a rally spearheaded by retail investors and social media buzz. After shopper interest sparked a short squeeze, AMC's shares became the latest meme stock to soar. The stock's value has remained relatively volatile since it has moved away from fundamentals and prices. The AMC stock is currently trading at $33.80, up 656.15% year to date. However, AMC now intends to add another volatile asset to the mix, Bitcoin. After less than a month, when Bitcoin touched its lowest price of below $30,000, the largest cryptocurrency's wild ride continued, with the price of BTC extending beyond $46,000. While $46,000 is still a long way from Bitcoin's all-time high in mid-April, the cryptocurrency has risen more than 50% since its low point. The news that Tesla would begin accepting Bitcoin as payment fueled Bitcoin's earlier rise. However, when Tesla CEO Elon Musk declared that the company would no longer accept Bitcoin owing to environmental concerns, the cryptocurrency's value plummeted. Tesla is expected to accept Bitcoin after the percentage of renewable energy utilization is most likely at or over 50%, according to Musk. And with that, it's time to end the video. We hope this video was informative. Do let us know in the comments section below about which one you think is the best. Subscribe for more content just like this one, and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to smash that like button and press the bell icon to get notified about our new videos. Until then, fellas.